What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys had a good weekend and are ready to go. We do still have a lot more earnings coming out this weekend from we got a lot of retail this week coming up. But so far, the question is, does the rally continue or do we start to get those random drops and we start selling rips? That's gonna be the question. But what I don't have to ever question is the fact that we get the squadron in the house. We got Albert, good morning to you. We got Bill, Brandon, good morning to Brian. Brian Reppel, good morning. We got Cindy in the house. Good morning. Eric, George, Ginny, Jay, Joe, JT. We got Liza in the house. Good morning to Matthew, Simon. We got Wally. You guys are still piling in. We got George in the house. Good morning to all the peeps in YouTube land. Dan MC, good morning to you. LC, Anthony, Richard, Jet, all the Larkers in that background. That's all right. I still love you. Just hit the like and subscribe button when you got that opportunity to do so. And let's go. Let's see where the market wants to hang out to. Obviously, there's some big Sam Altman news coming over the weekend, so we'll take a look at Microsoft. SPY, a little bit of a gap up, still inside day. I am looking at a little bit of support. Below us, I think we got really it's like we got one little hurdle to the higher side and then two bigger safety nets to the bottom. So I like the market still long. We could get a little bit higher. So looking at like 451.68 still. I don't see a lot of reason why we stop there. I really don't see a reason why we'll stop there. I think that's a level we could break, but that's my next VPOC on the screen. So 451.68 for the bulls. The problem is if we could get to that, we've already now taken out almost tweezer bottoms or tweezer tops from Friday and Wednesday. That would show me that there's definitely still momentum running into that, and that would throw my next higher target. I'm seeing if I even have one on the screen. I gotta have one somewhere. The next one kind of comes in at like 452.74, and then we're into like 454.47, something like that. In terms of support levels that we want to hold, I would definitely be looking for Friday's closing price. That was 450.82, and then I'd be looking for the key level I really want to hold for this for me to say, okay, we're definitely still bullish and not have to throw us back in that questioning category, but we got 450.30. And if we can hold those levels, we'd be looking decent, but inside day still, so maybe we get a little bit of a chop. I think all that chop is still by the dipped opportunity. I think we do break through those tweezer, almost tweezer tops, at least a good level of resistance, and try to hit some new higher highs. We'll see. We got the Qs, so the Qs just chilling. The one thing about today that I think nobody's really talking about too. I really haven't heard anybody talk about it yet. And again, I think we still look bullish. Um, we have a reset on options. Keep that in mind. So Friday we had a big options day closing. If we are going to get a reversal, this is the one thing I'll kind of keep my eye on. If we do start to slip and lose some pressure, uh, usually once options clear and you get a new set of contracts, you get now we're looking at like the mid-December is the main contracts. That a lot of times is the shifting card in the markets. So again, today still looks a little bit bullish. We still are inside day, but just watch for the next couple days. If we start to slip, keep in mind we do have new options, and a lot of times when options, the big option expirations happen, that's a lot of times the runway. Again, right now it doesn't look like it, but just something to keep your eye on. Qs, we do have a little bit of a gap up inside day. Got some level of support. I think 386.10. The next one down takes us to 385.59. That looks like a pretty healthy support underneath us. We're at a pretty big key spot now. So we're at a little bit of resistance at open, 386.44-ish, somewhere in that zone. If that starts to break, I don't really have another, I don't have really any big key levels. The next one up, I guess, would be 387. 387, if that would be the big one. If we could break through 387.53, there's really nothing stopping us up until probably 393. And his market has the potential to go wild. So maybe another day or two of some chop and we could get that push higher, but yeesh, not a lot holding him back. Let's see. We got TLT, TLT. TLT got a little support. Still down a little bit today. Again, this would be one to watch as well. So we'll see if we can watch this little spot. It was a little high wave. We got almost a bull trap on TLT, but still hanging out in a pretty high range. Again, if we're in this higher range, especially if we are progressing forward and moving up higher, if this starts to slip, and I'm talking like considerable, keep in mind TLT is a little should be more range bound. But right now we're hanging out. It is down a little bit. I'd get a little warning signal off that. George wants to take a look at Tesla. Tesla, and then we got Nvidia. If you guys got tickers you want to take a look at, feel free to throw those into the chat. Tesla. We got a little bit of a still inside day, so nothing crazy there. I'm finding a little level of support. So 234.56. I'm looking at resistance around 236.14. Watch the 236.14 level. If that one breaks, so I'm looking at a pretty tight range at open. But if 236, we'll go a little bit higher. We'll go 236.26. I think that would clear us. So if we can start breaking 236.26, the next level up takes us to like 243.08. We have a lot of room bullish. Pretty good support below us. We have all those moving averages below us as well. I'd rather be sitting in this thing bullish than bearish with that potential break. So I'm even though it's inside day, how I would look to play this one. Again, this is me. If we could get down, especially if we get down to this 234.68 zone, as close as possible to that, I think that would be a good spot to look to buy. I would probably take a red candle breakout as opposed to just buying the dip on this one, just in case it wants to come a little bit lower. Maybe a 10 EMA down in that zone, I think would be a fantastic looking play. Good risk reward in worst case, but yeah, I'd rather look a little bit more bullish than bearish on it, just with the potential reward. Otherwise, it is a little bit in the choppy zone. We got Nvidia. Nvidia. Let's see. We got take some of these lines off the chart. 495 is their opening price. 495.45. At least that's where they're sitting pre-market right now. Looks like we've been putting in a little bit of a potential flag. I can look at that as a bull flag. It is technically a gap and go. Still inside candle, but it is a gap and go. I've only got one real resistance. Immediate resistance anyway. That's 496.05. And then we're still battling with that psychological whole number of 500. We've only really got to that range. We got close to it here, but we were off by about $1.50. We got extremely close on this candle. Will the next time take it up? That might have been enough selling off that first one to take it higher. But again, 500 is going to be psychological whole number in that zone. Otherwise, we're building pressure. We're still holding some key levels. I'm looking at support 488.67. And then I have a few levels prior to that, but that would be the bigger level. Otherwise, yeah, if we can start breaking this 495 or 496 zone, we can break 496, 500, and it's not really a real level, it's just psychological. So there might be some sell orders there. Otherwise, looks like it is trying to build some kind of almost flag out of there. We will see. Let's see. We got Cute Critter says Nvidia, so we look at that one. Let's see. We got WRB. Loco says, people is why you don't follow people on the internet. Any pot from here is going to be sold into. Oh, I'm guessing any pop from here is going to be sold into. And I mean, any, if we break out above, you are in high risk of getting dumped on simply because uh, I'll agree with a lot of points. I'm just a guy on the internet. Take your own trades for sure. Uh, you're saying the market has cooled off? Maybe I haven't seen a reversal spot yet, though. All of its constituents are extremely over by the main ones. 3-day relative strength index readings all in the 90s. Any pop will be sold off into. Yeah, valid point. Valid point. I haven't seen it yet, though. That's my only thought with that one. So it's a lot easier to go with the trend until that bend in the end, right? So yeah, at any point, like I mentioned, we could easily start to see some markets going, okay, we're getting rips and we're selling. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. Are we high on probably all RSI on multiple time frames? And did we just go absolutely crazy and not really getting any real pullbacks? 1000%, right? The markets are high. Can we start to get those pullbacks? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Right now, I'm just not seeing anything yet. I haven't seen anything on Friday that tells me we're not in that zone yet. And I'm talking short term. Is this the best time for a lot of things to start going for the long term accounts? And I want to not look at valuation or care about valuation. No, people invest in for different reasons, right? But for day trades, I still got to go bullish for now until it stops working. that's my key. But valid point. WRB, this one looks like it broke out a couple days ago. So 2 days ago, after some decent consolidation, looks like it's ripping up higher. Probably the target on this one, the immediate target would be about 71.37. So we'll see. Nothing else too crazy on that in terms of gapping or anything today. So I don't really have an edge at open. Probably look for continuation. Again, this would probably be buy the dip opportunity. The closer you get to like 69.53, I think that would be a decent location to try. But again, is this a like Loco said? Is this a long-term investment? I don't know. I don't know the fundamentals on this. I'm just going off the chart. But yeah, next target you could get a little bit higher on this one. I think you still have continuation if you're holding it. Look to move probably some stops up, and I will continue to ride that wave. Coinbase possible breakout retest. Let's see. Nice looking gap. Yeah, we have a little resistance right above us, probably somewhere around. Well, the psychological hold number is 100. Pre-market, we're opening above that. I'm looking at a spot of probably about 101. And if that 101 breaks, you're looking at 104.29. This is a retest gap. I love the fact that we're breaking out of, again, it almost looks like tweezers. We're not quite there. We're off by a penny or two. But I think if this retest comes in, I think people will start to look to buy the dip. Keep in mind, we are extended, right? So look how far we are from all those moving averages. I think at open, people are going to try to take some profits. So I would say, see if this one pulls back to about 90. I'd want to give it actually a little more, probably like 98.57. So if we can get any pullback into that, at least again, in terms of risk reward, you put a stop at 94.37 and look to maybe ride that one higher. If we break that 101 zone, which is the key spot I'm looking at for now, there is more room ahead of us on Coinbase. I mean, that could take us up to 105.70. That would be a really nice trade. Possibly 107.22. So there are still some levels above us that we could get to. At open, I think there'll probably be a little profit taking. We will see. Let's look at some other ones. So let's take a look at Microsoft. So Microsoft pre-market had like a $10 move. I think we mostly sold off that one and gave all those gains back. So we'll see there. uh. 369, 35. Into a little support. This one, I don't know how I want to trade this one personally. It's going to be so news heavy. Let me take a look real quick at this pre-market. So we had a outstanding opportunity for a gap. So this one we did sell a lot already. Yeah, we're about $10 down from the highs. Kind of coming into this end of the market Friday close. I would say somewhere around 366.74. I'm going to move this one up higher on my list. Again, it might be fun to watch this one. Trading it could get a little volatile today. I I don't love or hate the fact that we gave all this back. I really don't. I would want to watch for maybe a little bit lower at open. If we could get down to like 365.84, that should be a decent level of support. The problem is now we're gonna have to get back through all those moving averages. I got a high volume area at 369.97. So like again, the pullback, you're like, huh, okay, decent, pretty decent news for Microsoft with Sam Altman, I would think, and then you're gonna start taking profits on this one. So if it doesn't pull back, we're like, man, I wish it pulled back to get in so we could make a play on it. Now that we're back, we're like, really gonna give all that back, huh? So we'll see. We'll see. Microsoft will keep that one up on the screen. The other one, Baba, still looking a little bit to the weaker side for Baba. We're getting a tiny little sell off, but I think this one has continuation to the downside for now. Probably looking at lower levels of $76. So this one again, it's doing something a little different than the rest of the market. I think this one would be a decent one if you want a short under a green candle. I don't know what happened to my voice there for a second. I felt like I got AI. This, even though this is a green candle and this looks like it would be a gap and go, technically this entire candle was a retest, and now you're looking at a little bit of a gap down from here. So I think this one gets bought up at the open, but there is some weakness on this one. So Baba, I think at least looks a little bit different than the rest of the market. Let me see if I'm missing any other tickers. I know Palantir was gapping up a little more this morning, so this is the little engine that could. Again, same thing. You're getting a nice little gap up pre-market. Look to see if this one fades at open, so maybe a little pullback. I do want to sell some. I've been trying to figure out where to sell some cover calls in this one. I think today might be the day at open. We'll see. But I didn't do it yet. So right now, again, a little gap up. There's not really a whole lot of resistance on this thing. I'm trying to see if really we get to like $23, 22.90, and I could sell some cover calls. But really, really good bullish sign out of Palantir still. I'm looking for continuation. I think we dip back first, and then there might be an opportunity to continue to go long on that thing. We got AMD. AMD. Still inside candle. A lot of these things are still inside day. So usually that infers maybe a little bit of chop. We're at the VPOC from yesterday, so I think we're at a little bit of resistance. I think if we could pull back to like 120.34, I think that should be our first little support. Otherwise, again, I think continuing bullish right now is still the direction where I'd just be leaning with the crowd. One, I think we can see 124.32 potentially today. And then the next target up from there. Yeah, so like 120. I'd be looking for like 124. If we get higher than that, we're looking at like 126.49. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see on that one. Again, I'd want to continue bullish. See if there's a little chop at open. Maybe Maybe a little consolidation at open. We'll see what happens if this thing opens and flies one way or the other. But yeah, still want to be bullish on AMD. Boeing, yeah, Boeing got an upgrade today. I think the price target they threw on this was 270, if I'm not mistaken. So a good upgrade to 270. And I'm looking at a big resistance at 211.60. So pretty decent gap. This would also be technically a gap and go out of some consolidation. I got one big level ahead of us, I'm gonna call it 211.71. Somewhere in that zone though would be the resistance, and we're very close to that. See if we could get a little profit taking, a little red candle at open, and then maybe second attempt would be able to break this. Otherwise, next target on Boeing would be about 216. There's a lot of room there. We'll jack that one up a little bit more. Actually, you know what? We'll just move Pepsi down. There we go. Move Pepsi down. But yeah, good upgrade there. Could be a quick sell the news and a small little pullback profit taking as we're into that kind of zone where I think people will want to take profits. Roblox. Roblo. Double top on Roblox. Not a great close on Roblox on Friday. Still hanging out at that support. I would watch the lows of Friday. Really, I'd want to see probably about 37.67 break. And maybe we could look for this gap fill, get back to, I don't know, maybe 35.64. I'd be looking for about 35.12 on a stretch goal, but you do have a clear double top, good volume area that happened at, so that all looks good. Still hanging in by a thread on that support, but if that breaks down, Roblox to the bearish side, so that would be my bearish play, I think. Out of all of them, I kind of like this one the most bearish. If it could break a little bit lower, so we'll see how that one wants to play out. Oxy. OXY. By the way, team, I finally caved. I caved. I finally got an Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, I finally did it. I posted nothing so far. I posted one picture. That's it. But I finally did it. So if you got anybody that has Instagram, DJ Dan Trader. That is my Instagram. I'll throw it in here too. I'll start posting some more charts and stuff. So especially for when I'm not on the mic, if there's a certain trade that I'm looking at, taking any news I see breakout, I'm gonna try to commit to some Instagram. It took me like, I don't know how long has Instagram been around. Finally got one of those. So anybody that wants to follow me on that can, and especially anybody in YouTube land, where if you get cut off at the 6 minute, so 6 more minutes from now, 9:30, I'll try to post some stuff as often as possible into there, or anything that I think affects the markets that I'm not live for. So good way to just kind of keep in touch. But otherwise, I know nothing else about Instagram, so it's a learning process. We'll see. Oxy. So Oxy, we have a little bit of a we have good support, 61.36. This is go long meta, I guess. I guess so. I mean, I don't know if DJ Dan Trader is gonna increase the stock price for Meta, but we'll see. The opportunities there. All right, we got Oxy. So Oxy is little level support, 61.36. That looks good. We're a little chop zone here as well. Again, we have technically this is a gap and go from Thursday into Friday. We're kind of in a retest. See if we can get a pullback here, looking for like 61.36. And then targets on this one will be 62.05 would be the targets. So that looks good. I don't know what's happening with Liza, but she just put a whole bunch of like periods or ones, or I'm confused. If you need medical attention, Liza, there's a 3-digit number you could call. You have a good double bottom long term. We are just sitting in this consolidation. So really for us to go like, yeah, I love this thing bullish, we'd have to get some kind of breakout really of 6209. So put your targets there for now. And then if that breaks, you could always re-enter. Still in this downtrend. So we haven't really cleared that downtrend yet. I think we could definitely get some kind of a pullback if you do want to join Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, he got Instagram too. So, you could actually, I don't know if he does. I have no idea. No clue. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, a little bit more chop today. And I don't really have a big edge bullish or bearish on Oxy. You got all those moving averages. We're gonna have to fight through in a bullish direction, but we have a decent little double bottom, higher lows, and look probably a little bit more for chop on that one. Since we mentioned Meta, let's go take a look at the Mets. See if that one's doing anything fun. Pre-market gapping down a little bit. We're gonna have resistance above us, 334.54. And then 336. See how that one wants to play out. Otherwise, a little bit more chop on that. All right. Am I missing anything? I got 3 more minutes left. Nike and Walmart. I did miss those ones. Nike. No gap, no real edge, I would say, at the beginning of the day from that beautiful sound of the opening bell, but 106.17 should be resistance. That was a bearish engulfing candle. We came down. We did retest almost this breakout candle. I don't think this is going to be a big mover today. If we could hold the lows of Friday, if we could hold that closing price, it might be worth, again, just on a risk reward basis, really nothing else. You might get a quick little pop at open. I think you're going to have some shorts coming in at 107.07. I think I'd rather miss the bullish pop, try to short it at 107.07, somewhere in that zone, and then put my stop up at like 108.34. So it's still in this little bit of an uptrend. If you're bullish and let's put it this way, if you're bullish and you have a bigger price target on Nike, this is not a bad spot to look to buy on like some kind of a swing trade, because you did close the gaps and you're at the low of Friday. Otherwise, bearish engulfing candle. If you want to take a short, I can't short here. It'd have to be a little bit higher. So a little bit of not too much on that one. Walmart could look very, very interesting here. So again, they had earnings. They got killed on earnings. The earnings actually looked decent. Like they weren't bad. They were pretty good. You're off the 200. I'm actually going to move this one up. This one could be a decent, again, risk to reward play. You can throw your stops pretty much essentially at the low of Friday. That would be below the 200. And see if we got a small little candle on Friday. Good volume. This one might be a little tougher to go bullish, like a big, huge pop. Nothing really telling me that we're going to. I do have resistance at 156.21. But not a bad place that I think some traders are going to look to step in and try to buy up Walmart, especially with a lot of earnings coming out this season. And again, you're buying a company whose earnings weren't bad, but probably a little bit overpriced for heading into those earnings. So we will see. Lurgan says, thanks for starting your day. There'd be no other place I'd rather start my day. But we do have that opening bell coming out shortly. And that would be unfortunately for anybody in YouTube land. I will have to cut ties here. You guys have been incredible. Be safe in the markets. Again, some decent earnings coming out today, or not today, but this week. A lot of it in retail. I think they got HP as well coming out. So I don't know how much that's going to affect the overall markets. Otherwise, it's been fun. Love you guys. Catch you guys later.